Alright, so we're all buckled up and we're headed back. This is the aftermath of tonight's game. Yes, I'm recording.
Yeah, I noticed that the red light was on.
Well,
So
my videos aren't really meant to be watched. They're meant to be, you open up your YouTube and you cue it, but then you just kind of listen. Tonight's game was a response, or was a continuation of what we've gone through before. And how did you guys... I've got the two players in my car right now are Jonah and Paul. How did you guys enjoy tonight's event?
I enjoyed it in the same sense that a fucking masochist would enjoy being, like, whipped.
I agree
Strapped
with
to a
that statement.
crucifix. So it was, long story short, it was really painful, but it was still fun.
It was painful.
Very painful.
Maybe not necessarily on hit points, but man, I was running low on spells.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when that dragon came up and it was like, yep, we're gone.
Yeah, I didn't realize, like, holy shit, that does 8d10 in breath. And I thought the party had just suffered, like, resource loss, not, like, a lot of hit point loss.
No, I was soaking up hits like nobody's fucking business.
Well, those ogres were rolling, like, 17s plus. And on charges, those are deadly, too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I had like 3 spells left. I
That's,
had 2 Intensify, Shocking Grasp, and then like a couple magic missiles, other than like my force missiles. So I was like done for damage dealing.
Yeah. Well, like, what I'm trying to do nowadays is that I'm trying to diplomatize a little more than what we normally do, because shit like that will happen. Our resources will get strained, you know? And then out of nowhere, a red dragon jumps out and is like, I'm gonna fucking ruin your day, and we're out of fireballs. Or something, you know?
Fireball won't help you much with those.
I know, but
No.
just in general, we're out of spell resources.
Well, one of the things that kind of hurt us tonight is obviously we lost 2 spellcasters.
Yeah.
And with the exception of like going up against the red dragon, which one of them would have been useless, but that's like fireballs that are dispersed. So instead of using up my allotment as fireballs, it's like I use up 1 because there's 2 other people casting it too.
Oh.
So, and that's just level 3 spells. It's not including like Scorching Ray and Acid Arrow and all that kind of other stuff. And then not having, we had the Ranger there, but not having like the tanky melee characters in there as well, or at least having another one also kind of hurt us.
Yeah. Also, Bruce, I want to ask, would it have been possible to diplomatize our way past those ogres? Because I was a little upset at Frank for jumping the gun on that one.
You know, if you had, it would have taken a good chunk of roleplay, which I think Frank would have Leroy Jenkins.
He did Leroy Jenkins.
I don't
Just
know.
got it over with really quick.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely Leroy Jenkins more than he did anything else. I'm not going to criticize him too much because of the fact that, like, one, the party still lived.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just asking because
Could have you gone through a diplomacy portion of it? You would have still had to fight at some point with them, but it would not have been the gigantic melee because they would have probably revealed themselves, and that would have been where Paul would have been like, I've got them all in a tight cluster, fireball,
Yeah.
and that would have probably evened quite a bit of it out. Had the ogres survived that, which most of them would have, just by the way they were rolling on die. I mean, they weren't special. Like, there was 9 ogres total. I think you fought 7 that were just regular bestiary ogres.
well, I mean, at that point, because I know that Paul was doing like 25 damage to each of them. Like after that, it's just a strong fart would have killed them.
Yeah.
But
Well, that was my whole intent of like, that's also like the thing spellcasters do is, I may be able to, softening up the targets. Well, I may be able to take out like 1 or 2, just like fight off the top, just doing like that 25 damage to everybody. Well, it may not be like a whole lot to one target. Is enough where it's like melee character goes up with a high to hit, hits them, And it's like, well, I just kill you even if I roll a 1 on the die.
Well, my main reason behind trying to diplomatize a little more is because when we were talking earlier, and you mentioned that I don't really play the paladin as like a lawful good. I want to do that, you know.
You really
character.
want to, otherwise your paladin head's going to get lost.
Exactly.
And the thing is that like you're at that level of point now where like you had friends when you were a young kid, and one of them turned out to be an important contact, but unfortunately he's evil as fuck now.
Yeah.
And if you retain him in your roster of your closer friends, it's going to cost you.
Exactly. And
now
so,
you could retain your character, but you're not going to be a paladin anymore, and that really, I'm going to tell you, just from the campaign perspective, you want to keep that paladin in your God's good graces.
Exactly. And what I was going to say was, that being said, since I'm a lawful good, I want to try to diplomatize a little more. I don't want to just go straight murder hobo every single time. Especially if we try, since like if you diplomatize, that's less resources you would have to use in fighting a group of 9 ogres, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, that 8th one being the spellcaster, she was a tough nut to crack.
Exactly. And so I feel like if we had tried to diplomatize a little more, we would have been able to use our resources a little more effectively.
Yes.
And that's why I'm in the future, I'm gonna be trying to do that a little more. And why I was a little upset at Frank for just going straight to combat. And I just need to get out of the groove because I'm still in that, like, I play a fighter kind of mode.
Yeah.
And so I can't be as aggressive as I was before. I need to reel it in a little bit.
And your paladin, not that he's weaker, but the paladin is more kind of like a glass cannon compared to a quote-unquote regular fighter, just for the fact that you don't have the feats that you can diversify with.
Yeah.
And so you really focus yourself towards going up against big evil shit like dragons or undead or outsiders.
Yeah.
Once you realize that, once you conquer that, now, mind you, that those foes, whenever that comes into those, situations where you're facing them down, your character shines like a beacon.
Yeah.
Your character will lead the charge as paladins do. Not saying anything negative about that. What's going to happen is that your character he's going to be very good at dealing with those threats. To continue with that thought process, you're not as versatile against other threats, like humanoid foes that are not diabolically fucking evil.
Yeah.
That are not, death knights or liches or such like that. If you're fighting like a pirate, you're not going to get the same...
No, I'm not going to get the same bonuses.
Correct.
And that's why I'm starting to try to transition my character out of, like, doing a whole bunch of damage. It's not about doing damage for my character.
Oh, I would...
Well, like, in a general sense. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make him as tanky as I possibly can. So since I'm the only martial class in the group, I need to be able to take hits. Because I'm going to be in the front. I'm going to be trying to prevent other creatures from getting past me to the spellcasters who you slap them across the face and they're down, And I don't want that, and so that's why I'm trying to raise my armor class. I'm trying to get as many hit points as I can. I'm not going to be smiting all the time, especially if it's not like an outsider or an absolutely evil motherfucker. I'm trying to save those. And that's another reason why I didn't use my bonded weapon. It's because I didn't want to just waste it on these guys and then have to fucking deal with some ultra scary shit. I'm just trying to keep my character alive long enough to take more hits. So that
you should definitely drop your 3 ranks into acrobatics.
Yeah. Next time
as
I
much
level
as you
up,
go
that's
into
what I'm
total defense.
I need like 1,500 more experience though, something like that.
Not
1,500.
15,000. Yeah. That's not going to be unattainable.
Oh, I know.
It's just it might not happen like before the end of this quote unquote adventure.
Oh, I'm expecting it to take a while, but I know it's not impossible.
The vault area, where you're at right now, it's pretty much you have ogres, and then there's a few other factions within this gigantic cavern. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to reveal too much to you in this car ride. But the thing is that there's a chunk of experience points there, either through combat, diplomacy, or what have you. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you guys pretty much have everything you need to wrap up this adventure.
Yeah.
And that will take you from the Vault of Warankar back to the Stoneheart Valley, which is kind of not as tough initially because it's meant for like third level characters.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still going to have the Tomb of the Abyssor, which is supposed to be ran at medium experience points. So by the time you get to the midpoint of that, you're going to be finding more level equivalent challenges. And you guys will feel like I'm doing a good job as a DM by pairing you against things that are kind of hard. Initially, no, the first couple sessions back into that, you guys are going to feel like, oh, wow, this is a cakewalk. And that's fine, because there's nothing wrong with a DM rewarding his players with an opportunity to actually feel like badasses.
Yeah.
Especially after the past 8 sessions, I've done a very good job of dropping the players down in hit points and taking their resources and just gobbling up every opportunity to humiliate them possible. You guys kind of deserve a reprieve. Should you survive the vault, you guys are going to get some quote-unquote time off in the field, but after a while, it is going to ratchet back up to a standard difficulty.
See, what I'm hoping is that after we're done with this little adventure, and we can head back towards, what's it called, Fairhill?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping we can start doing a little bit of Kingmaker.
We actually are.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping we can do.
See, that brings me to my question, because I just hit level 7, which opens up the leadership feat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either that, spell penetration, or forge ring.
Dude, take cleave.
Right, take cleave.
Wizard, take cleave.
You have never gotten into melee combat, but take cleave.
That's just gonna be a running gag.
Fuck
now.
power attack, take cleave. Skip the prerequisites, go straight to cleave.
You can do it if you just believe. All right.
So if I were to do, obviously spell pin, right, would help for spell resistance. With the leadership feat, right, the cohort is awesome.
Yeah.
Which I have seriously thought about doing. The other one are the followers. So if we do like a Kingmaker thing, depending on the leadership score, you can get like 30 followers to essentially do, mundane tasks such as building a castle, running a farm, building buildings.
In Fairhill, there is a construction going on of a cathedral right now.
I thought weren't they also doing the Greenwall Keep?
Yes.
Repairing that as well.
They're repairing that as well. Not a cathedral, excuse me, a temple.
Oh.
So
An actual temple.
Is it a temple of Mothra?
It's a temple of
Orcus.
actually, no. They're doing a temple of 5 deities. Moffat, Thyr, Mir, Solanus, and Mitra. And
That'd be perfect.
there's going to be with that, of course, there's going to be probably a cleric of Balon the Wise that will show up in town. And if you guys let him be, he's probably going to set up a shrine to Balon, which that's not bad. Balon the Wise is a really good deity for travelers and magicians.
Yeah.
Good magicians, not people like you.
okay.
Just
dude.
kidding.
I'm not good. I'm not good because I'm epic.
Evil as shit. You know what I mean? One Mr.
I don't think I
okay.
don't know that.
No.
Yeah, Frank told me, he's like, metagaming, he knows you're evil. I'm like, how?
Gaming, motherfucker. Like, okay, I'm in the back most of the time when combat starts. Fuck Frank. Okay.
Which I am okay with. I'm evil.
Or me being in the back.
No, you should definitely be in the front. I'm not okay with that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm not kosher with that either.
I'm okay
I
with
don't
you
like
knowing
it either.
that I am an evil character.
Yeah.
Because I feel at this point in time, your character would know that while I am evil, I am not out to destroy the party, and I am not
Well, you're not breaking any
actively
laws.
going out and trying to do evil acts, as far as you know.
It's one of those things where it's like, I don't like it, but I'll work with it,
Yeah.
Because, like I said, you haven't broken any laws, so lawful, good, that's not going to be anything serious with me.
You also know that you
That's
probably
bare
won't know
bones
because you
not.
just see that I'm evil. But based on experience, you know that I will follow the law.
Yeah.
You're just
a little fucked up.
Yeah, pretty much. What was I gonna say? But I want to get the cohort, right? Going back to leadership D. I want to get the cohort so that I can have them go out and, do like the mundane research, gather intelligence in Bard's Gate, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Also, since this is recording, I'm just gonna say this right now, Frank. If you watch this, I love you, but that ain't fucking metagame. It's called Detect Evil. Sorry, continue.
But that's my thoughts on the taking the leadership fee. And then spell pin can always come later. And then since my capstone ability, if I make it that far at level 20, is being able to roll spell pin twice as an evocation wizard, and I'm already an elf, it's essentially like I've already put a feat into spell pin.
Yeah.
So. Which so far hasn't really helped me a whole lot. But
when you needed it, it failed you.
Yes. Epically.
That Roper,
the dice hated me.
The Roper was such a wonderful player.
Oh, and fuck you, Bruce. It was terrible. I hated that so much.
Ben, Winnie, I love you, but it wasn't until I was like, oh yeah, spell resistance, okay, and I started going through, okay, acid arrow, stuff like that, and then Ben and Winnie started going, oh, okay, and they started having to look. So I feel very proud of me as a spellcaster, playing a spellcaster, that people who aren't used to arcane casters are following my lead, even though I'm a level or two lower than what they are.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you've also played my campaigns, and I've trained you pretty damn good.
That is true too.
You
did not, however, train me on the spell resistance thing, because I learned that from a dude named Kenneth Ford, because he loved to throw golems at us. So,
one of my favorite Dragon Magazine articles back when it was a Dead Tree publication, there was a really good article in the back of it where it was just 4 pages, and it was a spell compendium, which was a player's handbook and complete arcane. Maybe some other books, but it was all the spells that did not have spell resistance applied to them. So that went in my folder of important spells to have. So whenever we would adventure, I would make sure I'd throw 1 in 10 adventures, they'd get a spell from one of those lists out and put into the general public at my table for them, because I would usually have 2 or 3 wizards in a group of 8 people. But you would have that, and at the same time, people that didn't pay attention to that were playing arcane casters, they really suffered. They got punished really hardcore because they wouldn't take subtle hints like, have you thought about Acid Arrow? Have you thought about Orb of Acid? All these wonderful spells that they just require a touch attack roll, and the players were just, sometimes they were impervious to drop hints like that. I don't know. Jonah, I'm going to ask you to help me navigate. I don't have my maps pulled up.
Oh.
If I pull over on highway...
Exit here.
Exit here, okay. Yeah, Santa Rosa.
That would be the best course of action.
But what I want to do is continue to keep this game going as much as I can. There's a lot of game left. There's the rest of that freaking Stoneheart Valley book, which is 2/3 of that book is more campaign. And then you have another book, which I've gotten 2/3 through before TPK has wiped it twice. Yeah. And I can't wait to go through that with this party, just to see if you guys can get it.
I want to say...
So all the people watching this video...
all 5 of you.
Yeah, all 5 of you. Alright? He just talked about TPKing people, right? And how he likes to throw out, all this stuff. So I need you all to comment on this video to have Bruce, he probably won't do it, to let me use Deep Magic. With no restrictions.
We're taking bets on who dies first.
Do we want to have a betting pool as to what will be the next? We should have a subscriber betting pool.
Oh jeez.
and see exactly.
You're actually gonna want to take a left up here.
Take a left.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
consistently run. Withdrawal action. Withdrawal action.
Okay.
Teleport.
Like right here at this way.
This way.
Yeah.
All right.
Just drift, Bruce.
I'm going to
I'm
use
gonna
that
take another
Eldritch
left.
Delver.
I don't have
Or
drift.
whatever. That's
This car is only front wheel drive. Do I?
at the next
should-
light, take a left again.
Okay. But yeah, the campaigns are pretty rough sometimes. I mean,
No, you don't fucking say.
I wish we could like transfer your consciousness into one of the players, and then you could like see what we deal with when you're the DM, and be
Well,
like,
just like-
oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
We'll just stick a GoPro on one of our foreheads. And
I was thinking about getting a GoPro just so I could have that to record during game.
well, all you need is like a tripod. Just stick
Yeah.
your phone on there. And if you want to get really fucking crazy with it, you could like get an actual camera and then have us all wear like microphones.
That is a thought. That is not, or just have like an
Just get
actual
booms.
real microphone and have it just boom.
Yeah, you could do that. Just put it in the middle of the table or something.
Hang
Go
it from the
forward.
chandelier.
Forward,
Yeah,
straight.
forward. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just it actually works out better this way because then you just kind of loop back and then hop straight on the highway.
Okay.
But yeah, to answer your original question when we first started recording, I really do like the way this campaign's going. We get ass blasted every session, and it hurts the soul, but it's also
It's a
character
lot of
building.
fun. Because it is a challenge. You
Yeah.
always go in, like, okay, this might be the last time my character's in combat,
Yeah.
and like for me, right, I've grown attached
No, keep going forward.
to this wizard.
Yeah.
So, like, having a wizard die at like 7th level, you can do all this cool shit to just go back to like a level 1. Thanks, Bruce.
You're welcome.
and then
it's
at Marshall,
absolutely
you're gonna take a
horrible.
left. It should be after Catawallet or whatever. It's next to the left right here.
All right.
This one.
Yeah, this one. But yeah, you make us work for it, and it's 10 times more rewarding when we like barely scrape by. Okay, it's this house right here. Stop.
Oh shit! There's your Vars. Hold on.
Cool beans. But yeah, it's rewarding because you make us work for it.
I do my best. I really
dude.
do.
You don't have to do that good from earlier when you
Yeah, you
torched
can,
the whole fucking
tone
party.
it down for a couple sessions.
Yeah. And stop bragging about
Or
your
a
dick at
session,
the
please.
ogres. Well, anyways, do you want me to like come up with some excuse for Dink McPickle to be like gone for so long?
The secretary works.
The sex. Well, she was gonna play into it, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Come up with an excuse.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'll see if I can come in on Tuesday. I should be able to.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. I'll catch you guys later.
Talk
Later.
to you then, Jay. Need a charger?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Rough ass night.
Yeah, it was. Seeing my spell list after what seemed like 4 hours of combat, I was like, I'm running out of ammo. Help.
I'm really enjoying that far too much. The ability to like do that and maintain some sort of I'm not trying to say balance because I don't want to seem like it's got to be perfectly balanced, but the fact that I can push my players and make them sweat. There's a certain joy that comes from being able to do that in game.
Well, melee characters, right, with the exception of their HP, will be all right.
Mm-hmm.
My HP will be fine, but when I'm like down to where it's like I have a staff, that's when I'm like, oh my god, I'm royally fucked.
I have a staff and I have cleave.
Yeah, I need cleave. I have, 0 level spells.
And the thing is that like I'm thinking about this, and I don't think I like the idea of implementing it all the way. But when you're in combat and you just ding, like for marshals, I like the idea of, okay, middle of combat, you level up, pick a feat that's in the feat trees you've currently got available to you right now. If that's the one you would select, that's the one you have accessible to you right now, even though it's the last round in combat. Should you be able to knock this hit out of the park? And, you know, something like that. But it wouldn't really work so well for a wizard, because a wizard would be still having to rest and get his spells up and be like, I have a new level of spells, I have Ice Storm, you know, and he can't quite run back to that combat and be like, hold on, ogre, stand still, I'm about to pelt you with sleet and rocks. You know, and I don't think that quite works so well, but I was thinking about that. But from a narrative stance, the experience going ding unlocks the ability for somebody to come up with a new idea or a new way for them to best a determined foe. And I like that idea, but I'm as a mechanic for the game, I'm not certain how I'm going to quite implement that just quite yet. But I know at some point it's going to happen. And
you could do it for spellcasters if it was a meta magic feat. And here's how I personally would do it, right? So, wizard dings.
okay.
Alright. Picks a meta magic feat. Say heighten, right? One time, but one time only, he can apply that meta magic feat to the next spell he casts. And then that's it for combat. He cannot access that feat because obviously, but he would be able to attach it to his spell.
Like he had memorized that.
Like he had memorized it.
And just from a narrative stance,
yes.
that would work out.
Like, oh shoot, that was way more powerful than what I expected it to be. You know, or oh damn, I knocked him on his ass. You know, toppling. Or that was really quick for quicken. You know, something along those lines. You know, it may not actually work out for the wizard in the long run of the combat. Say like with martial character taking cleave, right, as a feat, he can do it consistently through the rest of the combat. A wizard, it would be a one-time shot until he got his spells and be like, okay, well I know this feat. So it would still kind of balance it out to an extent.
Very much so. I like that idea. I think, yes, that's...
But that would be the only one, with the exception of like Spell Pin, Greater Spell Focus, you know, those kind of feats. Crafting, obviously, you wouldn't use in combat, period. But it could be something that, like, after combat, oh, that's how, you know, working a ring and for magic works. Not that you would need to, you know, do that. But meta magic feat, Spell Focus, Greater Spell Pin, feats like that, I could see being like, oh, okay, you know, for the wizard or for spellcasters in general. And you could do it for the cleric too with like improved channel, extra channels, you know, stuff like that.
So there's our solution. That was something I was going to talk to Paul about. And that was the aftermath of our adventures. The three sessions I was able to record, hour and a half or roughly thereabouts every time. I think next time I do a video, I might probably import it from Twitch. I'll be looking at getting an account set up within the next few weeks. And we'll see how that works out. From San Antonio, Texas to you guys, signing off.